Good morning, students. This is our lecture number 6 related to the chapter number 2, the origin and evolution of the earth. In this lecture, we will discuss about the tidal hypothesis, which was presented by Sir James Jeans in 1919, and further it was modified by Harold Jeffrey in 1929. Actually, this tidal hypothesis is based upon two important concepts. First, the sun is hot and the wandering star. Along with the sun, there was a wandering star also present there. And the second concept is the gravitational law of Newton. Jeans and Jeffrey both assumed that there was a gravitational force between the sun and the wandering star. Now, how it works? They said that the sun was very hot and gaseous in its initial stage, and there was also a wandering star which was orbiting, and when it was orbiting, it comes close to the sun. Now both have the gravitational force. दोनों की gravitational force थी, but the star has many times more gravitational force than the sun. स्टार का जो gravitational force है वो sun से कई गुना ज़्यादा था. अब उससे क्या हुआ? As a result, due to the gravitational force, this star pulled some matter from the sun. We can explain it through the example as when the tides come. How the tides come? Due to the gravitational force of the sun and moon, the sea water moves upward and downward due to the gravitational force twice a day. That we are called tides. Same process was happened there due to the gravitational force of the star, which was larger than the sun. The star pulled some matter from the sun, and this matter was in the cigar shaped. This matter was in cigar shaped. So this filament was detached from the sun in the shape of cigar, and in the shape of cigar, the middle part of the cigar was larger than its end. At ends it was smaller, and in the middle it was larger. What happened? Now when the star moves in its orbit from the sun, it moves away, and the cigar shaped filament, this detached filament, began to rotate around the sun, and while it was rotating, it was brought into itself and converted into different material or different parts, which are our present day planets. So it broke down into 8 parts, which are our now present day planets. And here they also explained why the planets are not in same size, because this filament was in a cigar shape. So in the middle the planet was larger, that is our present day Jupiter, and from the other sides the planets are smaller in size. As we go to the end of the filament, the planets were in small size. So here he suggested that why the size or diameter of the different planets are different. So this hypothesis have some merits, because it also explains as the size of planets were different, how it different. And second thing is why they are revolving around the sun, because in the direction in which direction the star was orbiting around the sun, so the filament which was detached by the star, it also revolves around the sun in the same direction. So all the stars are orbiting the sun in the same direction due to the star. And third is, He also tried to explain why there is difference between the distance of different planets from the sun, because it was a cigar shaped filament and the planets are broke down within itself. So the difference in the position of the planets create the difference in the distance of planets from the sun. Lastly, he also tried to explain that why the outer and inner planets are formed of different materials. So all these concepts was cleared by the James Jeans and Harold Jeffreys, but there is also some criticism. First is there was a huge difference between the sun and star. So the basic criticize was that the difference between the sun and star is so large, then how could a star impose its gravitational force on the sun? मीन्स कि जो डिफरेंस है वो सन और स्टार के बीच में इतना लार्ज था कि जो स्टार है उसका ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स सन पर आ ही नहीं सकता. तो जब सन पर ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स ही नहीं हो सकती स्टार की, तो देन हाउ कुड इट डिटैच द मटेरियल फ्रॉम द सन. सेकेंड, they did not explain the distribution of angular velocity and mass momentum. So they also failed to clear the concept of angular velocity and mass momentum. So this is the tidal hypothesis, which was based upon the gravitational force of the star and the sun. Thank you. Have a nice day.